The SABC says 7 journalists will get their jobs back. The public broadcaster dismissed the staff members last week. It initially said it would challenge a ruling by the Labour Court, but it seems that plan is on hold. The SABC fired the journalists after they raised questions about its editorial policy. 4 of them were barred from entering the offices this morning. Management has now done an about turn and says they will be reinstated.
The trade union Solidarity playing a key role in this legal battle. Let's take you live to Pretoria now. Some response. Dirk Herman is Solidarity's Chief Executive Officer. Mr. Herman, good evening to you and welcome. And let's unpack this sequentially if we can. The 4 arrived at Auckland Park today, and what happened?
This morning they arrived, of course, to be on duty. All that they want to do is communicate to the public, especially with the coming elections. They just want to inform the public. So there was this judgment yesterday, and the judgment actually said that they can go back to work, that their disciplinary actions were unlawful. When they arrived there, it was said to them they can't enter the premises. It was also said that they can't continue with work, and the reason was that the SABC intend to appeal the specific judgment, and pending the appeal, they said this specific employees can't go to work at all. It was, of course, a big disappointment for the specific employees, and for us. We could not believe that the SABC still wants to defend their specific unlawful actions.
Do you know where the order initially came from?
Well, the order the original instruction to censor, of course, came from Slaughter Motsaneng. And that is why the whole thing and the all unlawful actions actually started. The order this morning not to employ them, we are not sure where that came from. We think it came from actually higher authority, because the fact of the matter is the human resources guy said that he is just following instructions. So we are still not clear exactly who said that they can't enter this specific building.
At that point, Mr. Herman, the SABC then would have been in contempt of court, but later it had a change of heart. What then is your response to this about turn?
Yes, I don't think they actually had a choice, because the fact of the matter is they said that they want to continue with an appeal. They haven't formally lodged any appeal papers. That meant that they were in contempt of court. We wrote them a letter and said to them they have till 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock we will continue in the first place with an contempt of court application, and the second place with an application for an order to comply. And in the third place we said that we will also ask for a cost order against the individual in his individual capacity that make the decision to appeal. And then there was the turnaround. Just before 4, they said no. They come back and they said that they will not continue. I think they had some good legal advice, and luckily they've listened to the legal advice. And I think now what we see is a victory for the journalists and for very important principles in South Africa.
Unless, Dirk Herman, they decide to proceed with that appeal, which they could conceivably still do.
No, they can't. For the simple reason, they wrote a letter from their attorneys and they confirmed that they will not continue with the appeal. Well, the moment that they do that, then of course the legal battle is on again. But they confirmed in writing to us that they dropped the appeal, the whole appeal, and then they will drop any disciplinary actions, but that's of course according to the order. And then they will welcome this employees tomorrow back. We are not naive. We know this was a strategic battle that we've won, but I think the war at the SABC is still not won. So we do a call on all institutions of the democracy to actually step up the pressure on the SABC so that we can get a final solution.
So if this plays out according to the letter that the SABC wrote earlier today, the 4 should be allowed to return to work tomorrow in the original positions that they were employed in.
Yes, absolutely. It's not only 4, that's all 7. Only the one contractor is not involved here because it's only the full-time employees. So it's all 7. So that also means that the other 3's case that they are going to argue tomorrow in the Labour Court is actually won already. I think they will now argue about cost, etc., etc. But the fact of the matter is, it's all 7. They will start then tomorrow, and they will do the work. And importantly, the order says that they will start as if there was no dismissals at all.
So in other words, they would not be prejudiced in terms of compensation?
No, not at all.
Dirk Herman, thank you very much indeed. Live in Pretoria for Newsnight. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the trade union Solidarity.